They called it dangerous. But what if it was the smartest skincare system ever built? Hidden deep in ancient China was a face secret that worked from the inside out, balancing the body, transforming the skin, and confusing modern dermatologists so much they banned it. But the real reason it worked has nothing to do with creams or machines. Here's what they discovered centuries before modern science caught up. To understand why it worked, you have to look beneath the surface, literally. Ancient healers believed the face was more than skin. It was a network of hidden pathways connecting every organ in the body. When those pathways were blocked, the body showed it through the skin. That belief led to the first and most misunderstood part of the secret, using the face itself to drain and cleanse the organs within. Here's how it worked. They believed excess heat built up in your organs from stress, bad food, or just living. That heat needed an exit route. The face was the perfect highway. They'd scrape specific zones with tools, believing each area connected to a different organ. Forehead scraping was for liver detox. Cheeks cleared lung heat. The jawline targeted stomach issues. Modern science caught up and found something remarkable. Facial gua sha actually stimulates lymph flow. The lymphatic system is your body's cleanup crew, removing metabolic waste and inflammation molecules. So the ancient belief that toxins leave through your face aligns perfectly with lymphatic science. Your face has tons of lymph vessels sitting right under the skin. But dermatologists looked at these techniques and banned them immediately. The scraping caused temporary redness. Sometimes tiny blood spots called petechiae would pop up on the skin. To a modern doctor, this looked like trauma. Those marks weren't damaged at all. They were proof the technique was working. The redness showed increased blood flow. The petechiae meant internal waste was being expelled through stimulated microcirculation. The medical establishment saw a bruise. The ancients saw a cure. This wasn't about vanity. It was about survival. Facial scraping was preventive medicine disguised as beauty. They were treating internal problems from the outside, using the face as both a diagnostic tool and treatment zone. The tools they used reveal an even stranger understanding of physics. Jade wasn't picked because it looked appealing. It was chosen for physics. Ancient medical records describe jade as alive with cool energy. They noticed something happening when jade touched skin that didn't happen with metal or bone tools. Wounds healed faster. Inflammation went down quicker. Modern researchers discovered jade and quartz have piezoelectric properties. These stones produce a tiny electric current when you apply pressure or friction. Press jade against skin, drag it across your face, and you're creating a miniature electrical charge. That charge influences cell membrane potential, affecting how your cells communicate. The electrical charge improves microblood flow. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your skin cells. It also stimulates fibroblasts, the cells responsible for making collagen. However, dermatologists dismiss jade's benefits as placebo. Their argument? The electrical charge is too weak to measure easily. If they couldn't measure it precisely, it must not matter. But repeated low-intensity contact over time can have cumulative effects. Daily jade rolling for months or years means thousands of microstimulations, each one telling your cells to wake up, repair, regenerate. The ancients understood this intuitively. Modern dermatology eventually created microcurrent machines, expensive devices that deliver controlled electrical pulses to boost collagen. The treatment protocols are nearly identical to ancient jade techniques, just with fancier marketing. The ancients created natural microcurrent therapy centuries before anyone invented the technology to prove it worked. Then there were the pressure points they targeted, which leads us somewhere more controversial. Facial acupressure wasn't about relaxation. It was about manipulating your hormones. Ancient practitioners believed they could control internal hormone production by pressing specific points on your face and neck. In traditional Chinese medicine, certain facial points connected to nerve pathways that led directly to the hypothalamus-pituitary-adrenal axis. That's your body's hormonal command center. The HPA axis controls cortisol, influences thyroid function, and affects reproductive hormones. Press the right spot on your face, and you're sending signals through nerve pathways straight to your brain's hormone headquarters. Modern studies confirm this works. Research shows facial acupressure reduces cortisol levels and influences thyroid and reproductive hormones through mechanical nerve signaling. Ancient midwives used these techniques for serious medical issues. They'd press specific facial points to restore menstruation, improve fertility, or reduce chronic fatigue. They understood something modern medicine is only now rediscovering. Beauty and hormone balance are inseparable. But dermatologists banned these techniques because they fell outside dermatology's domain. When ancient practitioners claimed facial massage could affect menstrual cycles, modern doctors saw danger. The ban wasn't really about safety, it was about territory. Medical specialties don't overlap. Beauty wasn't skin deep in ancient China. It was neuroendocrine regulation disguised as facial massage. Ancient healers combined pressure with specific substances, including one that sounds too effective to be real. Pearl powder is trendy now, but that's not what it was designed for. Ancient Chinese medical texts describe pearl powder's primary use: healing burns and ear-erasing scars, healing actual tissue damage. The Tang dynasty's royal physicians kept it in their emergency medical kits, not their cosmetic collections. Modern chemistry explains why it worked. Pearls contain a protein called conchiolin. The molecular structure shares similarities with keratin, the protein that makes up your skin. When you apply pearl powder to damaged skin, you're giving your cells building blocks that fit perfectly into existing repair mechanisms. Pearl powder stimulates DNA and RNA regeneration in skin cells. It contains nacre peptides that tell your cells to repair genetic damage and produce new tissue. It also promotes fibroblast growth, encouraging these collagen-making cells to multiply. It helps repair UV damage at the cellular level and balances skin pH. Modern dermatologists banned high-dose pearl powder because of contamination risks and unregulated sourcing. Instead of regulating it properly, they banned it entirely. Clinical studies later confirmed everything the ancients claimed. Research showed it accelerates wound closure, reduces scar formation, and protects against UV-induced DNA damage. But by then, the ban was already in place. Pearl powder wasn't cosmetic. It was a biological regenerator capable of cell-level recovery. The techniques they used revealed they understood something else modern science didn't discover until much later. The lymphatic system wasn't officially discovered until 1622. Modern medicine considers this the birth of lymphatic science. There's one problem. Traditional Chinese medicine doctors had already mapped the entire system more than 1,000 years earlier. They called it clear water energy that had to flow freely through the body. If this energy became stagnant, swelling appeared. The face looked puffy and tired. They even drew maps showing exactly where this energy flowed and which techniques moved it most effectively. Those maps, nearly identical to modern lymphatic charts. The pathways they drew match the locations of major lymph vessels and nodes that we can now see with advanced imaging technology. They figured it out through pure observation over generations. Their techniques targeted these pathways specifically. Gua sha strokes followed lymphatic flow patterns. Gentle tapping under the chin cleared nodes that drained facial fluid. Light scraping from the nose to the ears moved lymph toward drainage points. The results matched modern lymphatic drainage massage. Reduced puffiness, decreased inflammation, improved immune response, better skin tone because lymph removes waste products. Dermatologists banned aggressive facial scraping because they believed lymph flow couldn't be influenced by external manipulation. They thought the lymphatic system was too deep to be affected by massage. Modern imaging proved them wrong. Studies showed that lymph vessels absolutely respond to external touch. Manual manipulation increases lymph flow velocity. Chinese healers were performing advanced lymphatic drainage 1,500 years before European doctors even knew lymph existed. But they didn't stop moving. They combined it with temperature in sophisticated ways. Ancient Chinese beauty routines often ended with a specific sequence: hot, then cold. They'd apply warm herbal compresses to the face until the skin flushed pink, then immediately follow with jade tools pulled from cold water. The temperature shift was intentional. This was deliberate thermal contrast therapy designed to train blood vessels. When your skin gets warm, capillaries dilate, blood flow increases. When sudden cold hits, those vessels constrict rapidly. The expansion and contraction work like exercise for your microvascular system. Over time, this vascular training improved skin resilience. The constant adaptation strengthened capillary walls and created a natural glow from optimal blood flow. The skin became more resilient, able to handle environmental stress. Modern dermatology eventually reintroduced this concept under different names: cryotherapy facials, vascular stimulation treatments. High-end spas offer contrast therapy facials that alternate hot stones and cold jade. However, the original method was banned because combining heat treatments with scraping seemed risky. Dermatologists worried about burns and irritation. The ban erased centuries of accumulated knowledge about safe application. Alternating warmth and cold was vascular exercise that naturally boosted collagen production and oxygenation without chemicals or machines. The ancients understood that healthy skin requires healthy blood vessels. They knew circulation determined skin quality more than any topical cream. These 6 secrets weren't just beauty tips. They were a complete physiological system that treated skin as an organ connected to everything else in your body. While modern dermatology isolates surface symptoms, ancient Chinese medicine saw the face as a map of internal health.